Let me tell you something most men don't realize. You were never supposed to convince anyone to choose you. Dating isn't an audition, it's a filter. And the moment you forget that, you hand over your power. You see, weak men chase validation. Strong men observe. They don't try to perform, they don't try to prove, they simply are. The average man enters dating like a salesman, desperate to close a deal, rehearsing his best lines, hoping his worth is noticed. But the high-value man, he walks in knowing his presence is the test, not hers. Let's break this down. When you treat dating like a job interview, you position yourself as the applicant, seeking approval, waiting for permission to be valued. You surrender the frame. You hand over your crown. But when you treat dating like a filter, you start to see things differently. Every conversation, every reaction, every silence becomes data. You're not trying to impress. You're observing whether this person naturally aligns with your energy, whether they see what you bring without being told. Because here's the dark truth. If someone doesn't recognize your worth from your presence, they won't respect it through persuasion. You can't explain your value to someone who isn't ready to perceive it. And when you try, you teach them that your time, attention, and energy are negotiable. You teach them that they can take you for granted. And from that moment on, the power dynamic shifts. You become the chaser, and she becomes the prize. But real men, the ones who've mastered control, understand something deeper. They know that whispering their energy is the prize, that their attention is the currency, and only those who've earned emotional discipline can afford to spend it wisely. You don't need to be understood, you need to be respected. And respect doesn't come from chasing approval, it comes from mastering restraint. When you sit across from someone on that first date, remember this: you're not there to impress them, you're there to observe them. How they listen, how they talk, how they treat the silence, how they respond when you're not trying to entertain. Every reaction reveals their mindset. Every small moment exposes their intention. This isn't arrogance, it's awareness. It's understanding that real confidence doesn't need to announce itself. It simply observes, because the one who remains calm, collected, and controlled leads the frame, and the one who leads the frame controls the dynamic. Never chase attention. Let attention gravitate toward composure. Remember, kings don't audition for loyalty, they command it. Now I want to know, have you ever caught yourself performing instead of observing? Drop filter in the comments if you've learned to stay detached, because the moment you stop trying to convince, you start to attract. Stop proving your worth. Start protecting it. Stop chasing connection. Start observing alignment. And when you master emotional detachment, you stop losing yourself in people who were never meant to understand your value. Because the ones who see your worth won't need an explanation. They'll recognize it in your silence. Remember, dating isn't a stage, it's a mirror, and your reflection reveals what you're willing to tolerate. Darkness teaches, but the light builds. Come back next week. We return to the light, to rebuilding the man, not reacting to the world.